How often do you tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, only to let tomorrow slip away? It's a familiar feeling, isn't it? You know that nagging sense of things left undone, that to-do list that just keeps on growing. As Christians, laziness isn't just a bad habit, it's actually a spiritual struggle. It can feel like we're just spinning our wheels, not moving forward, right? And today, we're going to overcome it. I'm excited to tackle this with you. Let's dive right in. Let's take a look at what God's Word has to say about laziness. Look at Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. It says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Every time I get lazy, I think, He died for me. He bore the weight of my sins, the sins of this world, and this is all I can offer. This lack of passion and effort, I've got to work harder for the glory of Jesus Christ. The example that I have is in school. Right now, thanks to Jesus, I have a 4.0 in college as an electrical engineering degree. So I always just think I have to push harder for the glory of Jesus Christ. Another verse that I like is 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8. Anyone who does not provide for their relatives, and especially for their own household, has denied the faith and is worse than a non-believer. We are called to be the lender and not the borrower. And also, don't allow anyone to tell you that you can't be Christian and rich at the same time, because you would have the love of money. But I'm starting to realize now that the love of money is your heart posture. You can be poor and still have the love of money. It's just the way that you look at money. Money is just a tool that helps provide for your family and your relatives and your friends. We don't put our hope in money. We put our hope in Jesus Christ, because He provides for everything. He'll bless you with that money if you work hard enough. Also, there's another verse. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 9 through 11. How long will you lie there, you sluggard? When will you get up from your sleep? A little slumber, and a little folding of the hands to rest. And poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. This verse is like, I think it's talking about whenever you're sleeping on the bed and you're about to wake up. That feeling of just, I want to stay on the bed, You got to fight that feeling and just crucify your flesh and wake up for the glory of God, to keep on pushing and start the day that He's given you. The reason why laziness is a sin is because it comes from arrogance. It's the arrogant assumption that God will give you another time to do what you need to get done now, at that moment. We go around thinking we have all the time in the world. But in James chapter 4, verse 13 through 16, it warns us not to boast about all the time that we have in the world, because tomorrow isn't promised. When we say, I'll do it later, we're acting like we have control of the time. But that's not true. Only God has control of the time. So, whenever you have a moment to do something that you want to get done, do it in that moment instead of pushing it back tomorrow, instead of chasing tomorrow. So what do we do about this? How do we practically combat laziness and live a life of purpose and obedience to God? Well, it comes down to 3 key principles: gratitude, humility, and diligence. First, let's talk about gratitude. Remember that every day is a gift from God. Psalm chapter 118, verse 24 reminds us, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Start each day with thanksgiving, acknowledging that God didn't owe you this day. It's a precious gift. That's why it's called the present, because it's a precious gift from God. He could have let us sleep our lives out. Thank Him for the fact that you're still here. And when we begin our day with gratitude, we're far less likely to want to waste it. Next is humility. Recognize that you're not guaranteed more time. James chapter 4, verse 14 is a powerful verse. You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. I know that it can be a little scary to think that life is quick, but it's the truth. When you really grasp how fleeting life is, how we are here for a blink and then we're gone, it should really motivate you to use today wisely to make sure you're making it count. Let this humble truth motivate you to move forward instead of putting things off. Finally, let's focus on diligence. Follow the example of the ant in Proverbs chapter 6, verse 6 through 8. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider his ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest. Even the ant knows what to do without someone else telling him what to do. That's the same way we should be. We should do the work we need to do that we promise ourselves to do and keep our word. So let's adopt the mindset of the ant and work as hard as we can to glorify God. We need to remember that overcoming laziness is a journey, not a destination. It's not about being perfect. It's about making a conscious effort each day to honor God with our time and energy. It's about saying no to that lazy part of us and saying yes to His will for our lives. It might be hard, but remember you're not alone in this. God is right there with you, supporting you every step of the way. I hope this video has been an encouragement to you. If you're looking to dive deeper into the Word, make sure to check out my video on 5 Bible study tips. It should be somewhere on the screen. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. God bless.